Hey there. In this lecture, we're going to study about data visualization in Python. Visualizing your dataset is the most important and I guess the most crucial part in exploratory data analysis. Whenever we want to explore and visualize our data. So in a sense, you can say that no one wants to read tons of paper describing your dataset. Mostly you want to, if there is a better way to visualize it, if there's figures or you can say plots that you can visually interpret the information that you can through words, it is much preferred, especially when you're giving presentations or creating prototypes or demos. So data visualization helps you, as well as whenever you want to, you can say, interpret and comprehend the information available and to make it understand and comprehensible to other people as well. So what is data visualization? By the formal definition, it is the discipline of trying to understand data by placing a visual context. So in a way, we can understand the patterns, trends, and correlations that might not be detected otherwise, because there are some sort of information that are way easy to grasp if you're visualizing them. Especially such trends or correlations that are hard to interpret by just looking at the numbers. In this way, you can interpret and combine different data and you can visualize them to identify patterns in it. So Python provides us with excellent libraries for graphing information. Firstly, we have matplotlib. It is an open source library which we use for plotting and graphing different information. Secondly, we have pandas visualization. So we have studied pandas. We have seen that it can be used for data pre-processing of tabular data. It can be also used at the same time for visualizing that tabular data, which we'll see later on. And thirdly, we have Seaborn, which is another open source library of Python, and it has similar functions. So it's up to you whether you want to use either one of them, but each one of them has their pros and cons. So mostly we use them according to our problem. So it's better to have the sense and understanding of all these libraries whenever you're visualizing your data. So let's talk about matplotlib. It is a low-level library which gives us more extensive tools and power that we can use to plot our figures and manipulate much more visualization. So it gives us more power as compared to higher-level libraries that are more like interfaces. So this gives you the ability to change the functions in itself, and it is quite popular. Although it is difficult to learn, but it is still considered to be the most popular and strongest visualizing library today. So since it is low level, it gives us greater control. We can use different types of plotting functions and we can combine them and we can change them according to our preference. The coding is extensive. Like I said, low level languages, low level libraries, they are extensive in code. They are complex, they are difficult to learn, but they give us greater control. So there is a trade-off between complexity and the ease of learning. So it is quite similar to the MATLAB interface. There are a lot of functions in matplotlib that have the same name as the MATLAB functions. They are quite similar to it, and the graphing functions, even the plotting functions of it, are derived from the MATLAB interface. The next we have the pandas visualization. This is the most easiest interface you can use and the most quickly visualizing tool. If you want to have a quick visualization, pandas gives you that. And because most of the time you're using pandas to convert your data into and pre-process it, at the same time you can visualize it. Pandas serves as a dual functionality. You can do different things at the same time, so it actually increases your productivity. So pandas is built on matplotlib. In the lower level, the functions are still of the matplotlib, but the interface makes it easier. So it is better and preferred. If there is a lot of conventional visualizing of the data involved, then it is better to go with pandas instead of matplotlib. So it is a higher level API and it has less code. You just have to call some functions and so on. So thirdly, we have the Seaborn library. It is built also on matplotlib. It is integrated with pandas data structures. It is more powerful as compared to matplotlib and pandas. So when you're deciding between pandas and Seaborn lib, it becomes a rather tough choice because both of them are very powerful libraries. They come with integration with the data frames, so you can manipulate data frames along with visualizing them. So it gives us a concise control over matplotlib. Since matplotlib is extensive in code, it is difficult to learn. So when we will study the code of plotting using matplotlib, you will see that even a simple function will have at least 3 to 4 lines of code in order to successfully plot it. But if you're using Seaborn, it mostly takes 1 line of code and it covers all those 4 to 3 lines. So it gives us a very concise and comprehensive control over matplotlib. So we have studied types of data visualization in statistics. Let's go through them once more so that we can have a better understanding of what we're trying to visualize. Data visualization, we have 2 types, univariate, multivariate. Univariate further divided into numerical and categorical features, and multivariate we're taking 2 features against and plotting them against one another. We have numerical versus numerical, numerical versus categorical, and categorical versus categorical. So this is the hierarchy for data visualization, and which we're going to use to implement in Python.